time for the pregame show on the Fan Sports Network.
Welcome inside the pit here at Pineview High School, bringing you the Boulevard home game of the week between the Pineview Panthers and the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. I'm Paul Ratliff alongside Ben Lindquist, and we are here for another classic Region 9 battle on a Wednesday night. Ben, what's your expectations and your level of excitement heading into this game?
Well, it's always good to be back in the pit, Paulie, and I'll tell you what, tonight is exciting for a couple of reasons. One, this is the final region game for Crimson. This is an important game for them from a positioning standpoint. For Pineview, they're on a little bit of a reeling losing streak where they need to get some momentum. And for them, this is a chance for them maybe to get in with a win on Friday into that top 8 in 4A and potentially get that first round bye, and if nothing else, get a home opener for their first round playoff game. Here's the other interesting thing. Crimson is 0-5 since its existence playing here in the pit. Wow. So this is a hard place to win. I don't think that's just an anomaly. I think that's what you're going to see a lot of teams. They have a hard time coming in here in Pineview's floor, one of the more historic gyms in all of Region 9, maybe the state of Utah.
Absolutely.
Extremely difficult to play in. They pack the fans in. You don't have anything other than a brick wall behind the hoops. The band is in fine form tonight. I understand it's senior night. There's 20 seniors in the band who they'll recognize here at halftime. And I think they're the second best band in the region because nobody beats Cedar's band. They're so good. But I'll tell you, Pineview isn't far behind.
Absolutely. As we wage on in our pregame show, brought to you by Finlay Subaru. Go see the all-star lineup on the savings side of the freeway, or check all the great deals out at finlaysubaru.com. Pineview comes in with a record of 13-8 with a 5-5 mark in region. And it's no secret where the production comes from with this squad. It's Nash Schroeder and Griffin Shepard averaging 22.1 and 14.9 points per game, respectively. But the matchup tonight, Ben, I think that we're all going to be watching is defensively for the Pineview Panthers to watch is Trevor Condi and Camden Smith versus the dominant big man of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, and that is Sean Phelps. And he is a monster, 6'11", and every bit of that, he looks the part, plays the part, and he's the guy that Pineview's going to have to watch out for tonight.
Absolutely. I have had people say to me, well, who would you compare him to? You know, what big man would you compare Sean Phelps to? And I can't come up with somebody. He's so unusual. He has the length. He has some athleticism. Certainly has some creativity. He shoots some shots that I don't think if you went to the George Mikan Big Man Academy that he would have you pull out. He'll turn right shoulder and go right jumper. He'll go left shoulder jump hook, which is more of a standard low post move. He can shoot free throws. He's been able to step out and shoot the three-pointer. I was reminded of a great Hot Rod Hundley quote after watching Mark Eaton shoot a three-pointer years ago, back in the 80s probably. Buzzer's running down. Mark Eaton gets the shot up. He makes the three, and Hot Rod says, well, it's impressive that it went in, but I hope that doesn't give him a reason to shoot another one. And so I don't know if he's quite like that, because I'll bet when you look at his three-point field goal percentage, he's probably shooting 30%, maybe 35%. You know, another interesting things for this Crimson team is this is Scoop Johnson's second game back. What will he bring to the table? And I think we'll talk about that in the keys of the game here in just a minute. And then for Pineview, look, you've got a potential 1,000-point scorer tonight in Griffin Shepard. You've got a current 1,000-point-plus scorer in Nash Schroeder. And so then you've got a little bit of a wild card. You've got Jelani, who's starting tonight, Ojegba. You've got the big football player, Cam. He's going to be starting in place of Condi. Condi will be coming off. It's going to be a two-man, I think, crew who are going to try and contain Phelps. I think this has all the makings of an incredible Wednesday night in high school basketball.
Absolutely, and I was at the hangar watching Camden Smith play against Kyle Lemke, and he contained him so well. I mean, the big body of Camden Smith presents a different challenge, and that's what I'll say about this Pineview team. Is Trevor Condi more that length, long body, long arms, and then you got Camden Smith more that big body, big frame
anticipation. And he's a guy that, I've really been impressed with him off the court. A lot of guys that get injured senior year, that's a moment to maybe hang your head. If you watched him since that December injury, he's been the loudest guy cheering on the bench. He's been at every practice, every team event. He's been cheering his teammates on. In the starting lineups, he was the guy at the end, the hype guy at the end.
The high-five handshake guy.
And, that's what I love about high school sports is these guys aren't doing it for the money. They're not doing it for the scholarship. They're doing it for the love of the game. And to see a guy like that who goes through adversity and is always standing tall, those are the moments that I really love in high school basketball and high school athletics.
Absolutely. We're going to grab a quick 2-minute timeout for the national anthem here. 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with more live sports coverage here from the pit.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture, your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
This is Parker.
This is Jason
With Team D Auto Sales.
supporting local sports for over 20 years.
That's 2 decades. Come to Team D Auto Sales at 488 East St. George Boulevard.
Or teamdautosales.com.
Yeah! Team D, Team D.
The Fan Sports Network is your home for local sports. Catch The Drive with Devin Dixon from 7 to 9. And From the Bleachers with Caden Formaster and Mark Musgrave from 4 to 6. Plus, Utah Tech and high school sports live on the radio and streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com. Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah, vacationrentals.com.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode.
The Pineview Panthers and the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs getting ready to take the floor here for the starting lineups, the House of Jump starting lineups, as we're getting ready here in the pit. And got a little bit of the color guard still leaving the floor here as the fans starting to cheer, and we're getting ready. We're getting primed up for this one as two battling teams needing this game for postseason seeding. So much on the line tonight, Ben, as Crimson. Another thing I was going to bring up, a key to this game, is they get their hands in the passing lanes just about as good as any team in the region, with 3 players averaging above 1 steal, and Scoop Johnson with 2.4 per game. This is an active team in the passing lanes, and they get their hands out there trying to effort to make steals. That could be a difference in this game tonight, I think.
Absolutely, and turnovers, I think, are going to be the story for both teams tonight. Can a guy who has not played in 5 or 6 weeks come on the floor? He had a little bit of rust from the ball carrying standpoint against Hurricane last Friday night. Can he come into this game and settle in a little bit and take care of that ball and lead out as the point guard? And then I think for Pineview, it's going to be, can they speed up Crimson? It's been a little bit of an Achilles heel the last couple of weeks. Against Desert Hills, turnovers hurt them. Against Dixie, it hurt them. Against Snow Canyon, it hurt them. And even against Hurricane, that game was a little bit closer than it should have been for the first 3 quarters because of how many turnovers Crimson had.
And as we see the lights go down in the pit here, as the fans starting to get hyped up, ready to go for this one. Good student sections on hand for both sides, and the fans have filled in this place, the pit, like you said earlier, Ben. Going to be a raucous environment, a tough place to play for any road team that comes in here. Coach Amico makes this team a very competitive team at home. They love to fight in this building.
Absolutely, and it's going to be, I think, as you look around, there are quickly running out of places to sit. The pit is difficult to play in, as we've already talked about. And part of that reason is the home crowd. They do such a good job of packing it in here. And this is a rivalry game. This is one of those instances where Crimson beat these guys down the stretch, where it was a last-second backdoor play to Trevor Taylor for that layup. And then Nash Schroeder went the length of the court. Couldn't quite get a shot off. Great defense by Drake Carroll. He kicked it to Caleb Schmidt in the corner. Caleb got a desperation 3 off at the buzzer, and Pineview ends up just losing there by 1. And so I expect a little bit of the same thing tonight. I think we're going to get a back and forth. I don't see a blowout. Now, I don't want to give the announcer's curse here that this is going to be a 30-point game now, but I really think the way these two teams play, the way that they're coached, I anticipate a close one tonight.
Me too. And as we're heading into the beginning of the starting lineups here, the House of Jump starting lineups, as we've got Drake Carroll for the Mustangs tonight. It'll be number 2, Drake Carroll. Number 15, Noah Marsden.
Actually, I think that's where Scoop's going to be filling in for him tonight. Yeah, that's how they've started for the last 15 games. Tonight, it's going to be Scoop Johnson there filling the spot, rounded out by Sean Feltz, Trevor Taylor, and McKay Lindquist. And then as you move over to the other side on Pineview, you're going to have Nash, Adam Moore, Jelani Ojegba, and Griff Shepard, and Cam Smith there.
And you see the big-bodied Cam Smith on the court to start. We saw him start the game against Dixie, and right away Crimson goes inside and finds an easy 2 up off the glass.
And I love that, because all year they've gone a quick hitter to Sean Feltz block to block, and this time they go to the guy that just came back for his 2nd game in the last 11 games, Scoop Johnson, who gets an easy turnaround jump hook.
We got Nash Schroeder up at the top, working around the horn to number 24. That is Jelani Ojegba. And to Moore, back to Schroeder. Schroeder going to size up a 3 and shoot. And he's going to miss. Long rebound by the Mustangs, and they're off running the other direction. And working around the horn we go as number 2, Scoop Johnson. Good to see him back in the lineup. And he is out top and you can shot.
And Paul, you can already see how physical they're trying to be with Sean Feltz to disrupt him.
And Smith draws the foul there, speaking to that physicality, Ben.
And I really think it's one of those things that, like the high school players, this is something that could be improved and taught more upon. As we looked at the Holbrook Asphalt replay there, is use a pass fake to get it in and shift the defense so that you're not trying to make difficult passes to such a big guy. All you got to do is pass fake a little.
Absolutely, as they go into Sean Feltz right around the cylinder, as he'll miss. Rebound boarded, and Nash Schroeder out the other way. Taking the ball up, finding his backcourt mate Adam Moore to Ojegba, around to Griff Shepard, who's going to miss, and rebound taken away by Scoop Johnson. Running the other way, Sean Feltz asserting himself against Cam Smith, but he's going to get a little bit too ahead of himself and take a couple extra steps and draw the travel there.
And again, this is going to be one of those things Sean Feltz better expect to get a lot of physical bodied and reaching and slapping. Slow down. you know that double team's going to come. You know that physicality is going to be there. The other guys might be a little more open tonight than they have been all season.
Absolutely, as we've seen them collapse on Sean Feltz on multiple possessions now. As Pineview looking to work it down to Cam Smith, sizing up, and it's stolen right away by number 23, Trevor Taylor, but it's going to stay with the Panthers.
And it looks like a block by Lindquist there. I think he found himself a little bit of a mismatch against the big fella, and he kind of just pulled the chair out from underneath.
As Schroeder going to trigger it in for the Panthers.
And in unusual circumstances tonight, Paulie, we're joined now by the great Devin Dixon, an icon of Region 9 basketball. So we see Adam Moore shot fake and going there for the little floater. So far, not able to find much, but we're joined with Devin Dixon, who had his own senior night tonight.
That's right. That's right. Walked with my daughter. She's a drill team across town. Got over here as quick as I could. I was listening to you guys on the way over here, getting me all primed and pumped. I wasn't going to miss this game, fellas.
I love it. We've had a good one so far. Dev, what you've missed is so far Pineview a little cold from the outside, and really I think this is what we're going to get. I don't know if this is going to be a 70-62 game or anything like that. I think this is going to be in the 50s and low 60s.
Scoop Johnson to the free throw line. Boy, is it good to have him back, and he gets that high carom off the rim and softly drops through the net.
And you can see Coach Amico is already marching down the sidelines, giving some instruction, whether it's wanted or not, to the referees.
Don't see Coach Amico sitting down much tonight.
And Scoop misses the second from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line, and here comes Nash Schroeder, trying to get Shepard to those 9 points so they can get him to the 1,000-point mark. The only duo that are currently playing in the state of Utah at the high school level that could have 2,000-point scores. Kind of a cool feat.
A lot of exciting stuff happening in Region 9. We also have Dixie, Jordan Roberts, who is probably tonight going to set the record.
And a steal by Scoop. And a Euro step lay-in. Got it. That was pretty.
And Paulie, Dev, this is what we talked about. His on-ball defense, his anticipation skills. I don't know if there's anybody better in the state of Utah right now.
Yeah, they've missed him on both ends of the court. Shepard, kick out, Ojegba. And now Nash will reset. High lob to the left wing. Trevor Taylor over there defending. Now they try to double. Doesn't work. Panthers drive baseline. We got a whistle and a foul on a bump. Yeah, you mentioned Jordy Roberts just needs 3 assists. That game is underway. We got that one streaming on the fansportsnetwork.com. Link is up on our website. And, of course, he'll pass Rylan Jones, the baby-faced assassin, as I used to call him when I called games with Rylan Jones.
He ended up at Utah, is that right?
Yeah, it started up in Cache Valley, went to Logan High, played for a year, then went down to Olympus and finished his high school career, and then, ended up with Utah Utes, the running Utes. But 267 assists is the single-season mark in the state of Utah, and Jordy just needs 3 tonight. He should get that. He's averaging 12. 3 from the left corner, won't go for the Panthers, who were patient on that possession. Got a good look. Here's Sean Feltz trailing the play. Turnaround jumper, middle of the key, too strong.
And again, I really think if he can just anticipate that open guy a little bit better, this Crimson offense could really be explosive. And they get a lot of this where the focus is so much on a big 6'11" guy. If you get that double team, look for the guys in the corner.
Panthers working the shot clock down to 16 now.
And this zone has been so far effective as we're 5-0 with just 4.5 left.
Ooh, twirly bird move by Shepard, no good. Rebound, Mustangs. 5-0. Mustangs off to a nice early lead. Cold shooting start for Pineview.
Which it kind of worries you a little bit if you're Crimson, but while you're scoring, I guess you're happy.
And there on cue is the scoring machine, Sean Feltz. He had 35 in the first meeting between these two teams, and he gets that one to kiss off the glass.
Coming into the game, per max press, averaging 21 points per game. Expect him to have quite a bit tonight. We'll see a lot of that low post action.
Got a Luke Udy at American Family Insurance timeout. Luke, see how much he can save you. Free quote on your auto, home, or life insurance. And, of course, your premiums probably, if you've checked your mailbox, might have went up recently. So not a bad idea to get a review and a free quote.
I had him review mine yesterday.
There you go.
Waiting on the results, and I sent some details to him. And I'll tell you what, professional, responsive, and can't wait to see what they come up with.
Tonight's game brought to you by The Rink, SkateTheRink.com. Hey, if you're listening listening on radio and you're not coming to the game, well, you can watch us on your phone while you're skating the rink. They got their Valentine's Day party going on tonight over there.
Not only is that going to be great, but after Usher's performance at the Super Bowl, I told Jermaine, who operates that great facility, that you're going to see a lot more people roller skating after what he did at the halftime show.
Absolutely. Put on a show on those skates.
I would have fallen.
Me too.
Under 4 to play. This is the next 4-minute battle out of the Panthers timeout. We'll see what Coach Amico draws up. It'll be a left wing 3, no good.
And this is something to really watch, is how well can Crimson rebound out of the zone. The zone has been extremely effective the last couple of weeks. Rebounding out of that has been a different story.
Here's Trevor Taylor looking for a backdoor cut. Lindquist grabs it, takes it to the corner. Scoop back to Taylor. Still plenty of time, 14 on the shot clock. Lindquist, no entry available, so he goes back out. Bobbled, goes back to Lindquist. He'll whip it cross court. Taylor on a hard baseline drive. Straightaway 3 in the air. Scoop Johnson, and he's fouled, and he'll shoot 3.
I'd love to see this one on the replay. I was watching the ball flight. I couldn't tell if there was some extracurricular.
He just closed the feet.
Didn't let him land.
Yeah, watch the feet.
I think that new rule at all levels is you have to allow the guy to come down, and the feet have become, the NBA level. It's a flagrant.
Yes.
Yeah. And rightly so. I couldn't quite tell on that one.
At the college level, it might be a flop. You never know.
Yeah.
It changes level to level, right? I saw that in the Jazz game against the Warriors the other night, though, and they didn't give him space, and they called the exact same foul.
I've seen that more at the college basketball level this year more than any year. The kicking the feet out to draw the foul on threes.
Right.
It's a common thing.
Right, but Scoop sold it, and he'll take advantage, getting a couple free throws there. 9-0 now. Missed that last one from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line. How did Scoop get the nickname Scoop? Do we know?
I think it happened a couple of years ago. I want to say it was maybe from Luke Childs, a former player and football player. Seemed like I heard a story about that.
Yeah, Griffin Shepard with the 3, no good. Lindquist to the middle, kick out to Scoop. Johnson. Up and under, left hand flip shot, and he scooped it up and in.
Well, that's how he got it, Devin. That kind of dipsy-do scooperoo. But I'll tell you right now, he's the difference. And you see what they've been missing on the court. Right there, just with his on-ball defense. His anticipation is so good.
He does gamble, and it does leave an open 3 for Adam Moore. And there's a Cache Valley Bank triple, a much-needed bucket for the Panthers, their first of the night. And now a turnover in transition. Mustangs cough it up, and the Panthers will have it right back.
And this will be interesting to watch. Does this spark a little bit of a Pineview run? But down here, I love how quickly Crimson got up the floor. Just find a little bit better angle as you make that post entry.
They'll press. Schroeder will take it across his timeline on a bounce, go to the left wing. Schroeder all the way down to the coffin corner. They got a trap there, and he needs some help. And I think it is knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Panthers.
Yeah, it looks like they got the trap there in the corner as we look at the Holbrook Asphalt replay. And active hands. Another guy who has great anticipation is Trevor Taylor. His on-ball defense and passing is really good.
No question. I think you're spot on with that analysis. I've loved the way he passes the basketball offensively as well. Schroeder thought about a 3, goes over to Moore, trying to move this zone. Now Schroeder will take a deep 3 and hit it. Nothing but the bottom. Nash Schroeder and the Panthers fighting back now 11-6. Under 2 minutes to play in quarter number 1.
Nash Schroeder is not just a shooter. He's a scorer. That was a scorer's 3-point shot, as that was far behind the line. Deep 3 ball. Real impressive by Nash Schroeder.
Chance echoing into the pit. Defensive chance work. The Panthers get it.
And you see how good Crimson can be when they don't turn the ball over. When they do, it's problematic.
Up with another 3, no good. That would have cut it to 2. Instead, Pineview will have to dig in defensively. I think Big Sean Phelps needs a touch here, guys.
Even if he doesn't shoot it, he needs a touch, right? This is where he's got to get good. That's not a good shot. I think he probably got some contact, but he looks like he might be down. Maybe the wind knocked out of him as it's 4-on-5 down here on the other end, or 5-on-4.
They do get a deflection. Sean looked like maybe a quad to quad. Maybe he's limping a little bit, and there's a 3. Advantage Pineview, and that's 3 threes in a row after trailing 11-0, and it's a whole new ball game.
And it's by turnovers. And it looks like this is going to be a technical. Oh, no. They're going to say that he was bodied by Condi. Trevor Condi.
Yep, Trevor Condi will pick up his first personal foul, the Condor. I asked Coach Miko, hey, does Trevor care if I call him the Condor? And he's like, no, he loves it. I'm like, all right. Kids are listening to the Fan Sports Network nowadays.
That's right.
I love that.
Oh, absolutely.
A good seal there, and Scoop driving the baseline. He steps out of bounds.
And it's a 2-point game, Devin, and as a result, it's been 3 straight turnovers on each one of those possessions.
And now
a bad shot.
And 4 turnovers in the game now for the Mustangs.
And this will be interesting to see how they respond on defense. Do you stay in the zone or do you shift to a man-to-man?
There is about a 4.5 second differential shot clock and game clock here. Schroeder has it kicked high up in the air, and a muff punt by Coach Pat Amico there. He couldn't handle that low punt around the shoe tops. 23.4 on the Scooters Coffee clock.
Talked about it in the pregame that how Crimson's got real active hands defensively, a lot of steals as a team, and they've already caused disruption tonight.
Shot clock, 3-second differential here now. Shot clock down to 7. Nash has got to go. Drive, spin move, up and under, and then a little push shot, and he got it over the front of the rim, and down it goes. 3 seconds now ahead. McKay Lindquist got to let it go. And he's going to hit Scoop, and Scoop lets it go, and it's just short. And I don't know if it beat the horn. I think it might have been late. And that's 1 quarter in the books here.
And look, after being down 11-0, this is the danger in a team like Pineview. They can speed you up and get you to, they call them kills, right?
Yeah.
If you can get those kills where it's consecutive stops in a row, they're so deadly offensively that if you give them just a taste, they'll pour it on. And they did that. 11 unanswered points as a result of 3 Crimson turnovers and 1 bad shot.
And we haven't settled anything. All tied up 11-11. Keep it right here. Want to remind you we got a lot of awards to hand out through the game. Our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. I don't think we've seen it yet. Also want to name our Findlay Subaru Star of the Game. We've got our Jersey Mike Sub of the Game. And we are going to keep you abreast of the games all night long. Snow Canyon out in Hurricane at the Tigers Den, and Dixie at Desert Hills. And Ben, Nets on Fire score update. Tight one over there at the end of the first quarter between the Flyers and the Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. 15-11 for Dixie over Desert Hills. That will be an interesting one to watch, as Desert Hills is on a little bit of a heater as well.
It is loud in the pit. You guys were doing pregame, and it was loud in the pregame in the pit. You bring back some memories, Ben, when you played in this building?
Absolutely. It is a great facility. You don't see these gyms as much anymore. I mean, the old hangar at Dixie was another one that just low ceilings. And
you had to get on the ladder to go up to the little crow's nest press box. Remember that?
That's right. Absolutely.
Not many people remember that, but I did do a couple games up in that little crawl space.
And a little bit of a hockey lineup change here. We've got 3 new Crimson players. Noah Nelson, Noah Marsden, and Still Barbin in.
And then they keep Scoop and Sean on the court right now. So Coach Murdoch, some wholesale substitutions.
A little hockey substitution there.
Yeah.
I think something to watch is going to be how will Scoop's conditioning be? He played that whole first quarter, as we see a shot up there by, it looked like Caleb Schmidt.
You know, Coach Murdoch mentioned that on the show this morning when he joined us live on the Fan, and he said, you know, that's the question. Can he go as long as I need him to? I'm going to have to keep an eye on him. I have to give him some quick breathers as Sean Feltz gets a putback in a bucket.
He just climbed the ladder there and just picked it off like an apple off a tree above Cam Smith's head. What a great rebound.
The apple from the tree.
13-11. So Crimson still has never trailed in this game. 2-point advantage now as Pineview goes back to work on the offensive end. Hard drive by Moore. Shut down. Kick out. 3 in the way. And it's good. There is Griffin Shepard. First points of the night.
And on cue, Pineview takes a 14-13 lead with just under 7 here in the second.
Shepard now 6 points away from 1,000 in his career here as a Panther. Inside, bodying him up, and Feltz goes around Camden Smith, reverse laying up and in.
And that's a really good position to get Big Sean on that right side block, with him a chance to turn the corner, especially when his defender's trying to be so physical.
Panthers. Nash Schroeder up and under, trying to flip shot. He's fouled, hit on the arm. Sean Feltz can't believe it. And he's going to talk with the official and get an explanation here. He left his feet, though, and he went for the pump fake.
Yeah, I mean, you're the biggest guy on the court. There's no reason to bring down from the vertical position the attempt to block that. Just disrupt it. And I think that's where he could really develop into that next level shot blocker if he'd realized that it's not always about blocking the shot. It's about making it difficult to shoot and being disruptive and altering shots. It's just as important to a defensive player.
Schroeder makes the first, second one too strong. High school basketball on the network tonight brought to you by Intermountain Sports Performance. There is no off-season. Get sports-specific training at Intermountain Sports Performance. Locations 2 in St. George all the way up to Logan, 5 statewide locations, and a shot on a run and it's missed and a foul.
I'd expect to see Trevor Taylor come in here pretty quick because that's 2 fouls on Sean Phelps. Maybe you leave him in there and just tell him, hey, you can't do that. But that's what I'm talking about. This will be interesting to watch with Scoop is guy hasn't played in 4 or 5 weeks. As you come in there, how is your conditioning, your shot making around the hoop? You know, that's a shot he would have made in December after 5 weeks off. It's just a little harder.
Yeah, got to shake that rust off. But at least they get him for a few games before the state tournament to try to prime the pump. And he's looked very active, and he showed no signs of anything bothering him on the lower leg. And there's a putback by Jelani Ojegba, and the Panthers have a 17-15 lead.
And starting to see some of what's plagued Crimson the last 2 weeks of Region 9 basketball. Offensive rebounding, allowing the offensive rebound, as we see Noah Nelson fire in a 3.
And back and forth we go since the 11-0 run both ways. It is now 18-17, Crimson back on top by 1.
But out of this zone, you've got to find a body. You can't watch a shot go up. Even if it wasn't your guy, you've got to find a way to find a body on somebody and box him out. Even if your teammate's the one getting the rebound.
I would think that maybe, since Coach Murdoch is going to let Sean Phelps play with 2 fouls, maybe you try to get the ball down to Condi here and make an aggressive move and try to pick up the third.
I would attack him. I mean, a guy, he's not going to really try and do much with 2 fouls.
We'll see what they do. They got 14 on the shot clock, 5:15 on the Scooters Coffee game clock. Shepard drive, left-hand miss, got his own miss, kick out. Schroeder will pump fake, kick back to the corner. Shepard gets a better look at a 3, and he buries it. Cash Valley Bank 3, Griff Dog.
He's got to be nearing 1,000 now. That's 6 points on the game. I think he's 4 away from 1,000 points now.
Well, I think he got it.
Oh, he's got it.
He's got it. Yeah, that's number 9.
That's number 9. He had the little layup, and then he had the 2 threes.
Yep, there it is. That's his 1,000th point on the button. 1,009 on the night. You know, we were told earlier in the week it was 23 away, but they found a game that was not put into like the Deseret News, and so Max Preps Desert News, they had to go send that in. They got it updated, and now a special moment running through the banner. Griffin Shepard celebrating with his teammates. Coach Amico took a quick timeout for the moment for Griffin Shepard.
Yeah, tons of signs in the crowd. We see 1,000 in balloons. It's amazing stuff that the crowd's doing here, and an amazing accomplishment for Griffin Shepard.
And now the Panthers, Griffin Shepard has joined his teammate Nash Schroeder, both over 1,000 and counting on the season. It comes with 5:03 left here in the second quarter. It's a 20-18 lead on our Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Pineview up by 2. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist, Paul Ratliff, our Boulevard home game of the week, and off to a rip-roaring start. Here come the Mustangs after the moment for Shepard. Scoop off a Phelps screen, bounce pass, Barbin, backdoor cut up and in, pretty play.
Still Barbin provides that 6-man microwave offense energy role for the Mustangs, and he contributes right away off the bench immediately.
Hard drive and a kick to Schroeder. Schroeder in triple threat. Gets it to Shepard, now over to Moore. Panthers will slow it up here. Plenty of time on the shot clock. We're tied at 20. Now Shepard wants another 3, and this one doesn't fall.
And look, this is going to be interesting to watch in this zone as those corners. If you can just get that first pass around and get a swing, that 3-pointer in the corner has been open so many times. They've got 3 already out of the corners.
Yeah, good observation as Schroeder picks up a personal foul. Schroeder was trying to hedge around the screen and was trailing Scoop and bumped him with the hip.
That's 2 on him. It'll be interesting to watch if he sits for very long.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll be too long. I think Coach Amico will trust Schroeder to play through 2, but he's going to get a quick breather nonetheless. And we'll keep an eye on it.
And the ball's got to go inside. And this is now you'll see Trevor Taylor's. That's foul number 3. But look, you can't just stand there. It's too easy to guard if you're the Crimson player, right? Like Sean Phelps has got to move. You can't just stand there. Go repost, slide up, slide down.
I agree, but they were both leveraging position there. That's a tough one against Sean for number 3.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's a great call, but I'm saying it's easy to get that called either for a foul or on offense.
Yeah, good point. No question. A drive by Shepard, and now he picks up an offensive foul on a loose ball rebound attempt.
And this will be interesting to watch, too. Is this his second, I believe?
And that was a good little Euro step because Taylor was in position to take a dealer collision charge there and couldn't do it because he went right around him. But he did make the shot awkward, and here comes the Mustangs, a tie game, 2020. Glad you're with us on the Fan Sports Network on a Wednesday night showcase. State tournament starts next week. Brackets are revealed this Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Shot won't go off the back iron. Ojegba, the rebound. The sophomore's been starting the last couple games for Coach Amico. One of the most athletic young rising stars in Region 9.
I would say the most athletic. I mean, he just has rotated over on the Adamore drive. I think he kept verticality, but the momentum, he was the last guy on the scene, and usually that spells trouble.
And free throw, no good from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line.
Hey, interesting. I mean, Scoop just played 11 consecutive minutes after. Wow, that's a lot of minutes. It'll be interesting to see how his conditioning is the rest of the way as Adam Moore misses the second of the 2.
Yeah, free throws could loom large. Just got to take advantage. And Pineview's in some games shot excellent from the free throw line. In other games, they've struggled to connect from the charity stripe. So we stayed deadlocked at 20. And Trevor Taylor, 15 feet out, kicks it back out top to Marsden, out of Barbin. Barbin's going to put it on a bounce, reset to Drake Carroll straight away.
And not a lineup we've seen a lot right here. So this will be interesting to watch for sure.
Over to Lindquist. He'll use a head screen, pump fake, kick back out. Marsden will hoist,
looked
and
like
a foul.
Yeah, looked like a foul there. And he's got an unusual, not in a bad way, release where he really kind of sets the ball. And, you know, he's got a great shot fake, great dribble penetration there. But you see, you got to give him space the way he sets and releases that ball. He'll have 3 from the Fabulous Freddy's foul line, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'll tell you what.
That's the second foul that's been committed by the Panthers on a 3-point shot. Yep. Not a good start and not a good trend to have in a game that's going to be as tight as this one.
You know, I was listening to John Judkins on the coach show the other day, and he's like, we can't bail out teams. And this is whack. This is the next level, but it's so true. Make Marsden hit that 3, contest it, but don't foul him there. And then chance to go to the line, and obviously Mustangs split the first 2 free throws and now have a 1-point lead. We'll have 1 more left here. 2:51 on the second quarter clock. Packed house tonight. A lot of red and a lot of pink. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you all took care of your significant other today or sometime this week if you couldn't celebrate today.
Somebody asked me what I was doing, and I said, oh, I'm going to be sitting next to Devin for a couple hours, and they gave me a perplexed look.
And a steal by Lindquist. Here comes McKay. Breakaway, right-hand lane. Got it. The thievery leading to a nice bucket in transition.
What a big play there. What a momentum change. And the active hands of not just Luke Johnson, but McKay Lindquist contributing there on the defensive end for the Mustangs. Good to see as they're getting points off turnovers. That's always a big key.
The Condor high off the glass, too strong, and he's tried to go get a loose ball rebound, and it's a foul.
That'll be the 4th for both of these teams, but Crimson, and I like this, Coach Murdoch switches into a man-to-man there, and I think really that's going to be something to watch. Can you go back and forth in those 2 defenses and keep this Pineview team off balance?
It's already halftime over at the Thunderdome, and it's a tight one, guys. 23-33, 10-point lead. Thunder are still in it. Of course, we know how good Dixie is. They haven't lost all year in region play, only 3 losses. As there's a straightaway 3 by Marsden, nothing but the bottom.
And as a self-proclaimed shooter myself, anytime you can get to the foul line first and see the ball go in, I love to shoot the next time I catch it, even if a guy's in my face.
And, of course, we got a stoppage. There's been a few of those.
Well, it's a foul, and as we know now, a new high school rule, any 5th team foul in any quarter sends you to the line for not 1, But 2 to the fabulous Fetty's free throw line as Ojegba misses that first, and he's a great shooter. 3 straight misses for Pineview, uncharacteristic to say the least.
Being told that we think Jordan Roberts has broke the single season assist record. We're being told unofficially with 4 in the first half over there in that Dixie Desert Hills game.
I love the way he wants to get his teammates into scoring position.
Drake Carroll whips it to Taylor. Mustangs 7-point lead. Another triple. Carroll, no.
And see, that's a little more passes. The way that Crimson's gotten back in the game is by ball movement.
Schroeder, good look.
And it won't go for Nash Schroeder.
And almost a foul there by Schmidt, and that would have put Crimson at the line. 1:28 left, 27 Crimson, 20 Pineview, Dev. Paulie, we got a game.
Absolutely. This is going to be a tight one down to the wire. I expected a barn burner from the start, and these teams have delivered early.
Lob it to Marsden. Still Barbin finds him and up and in.
And Marsden had a great senior night. That seems to be carrying over tonight. Again, I attribute it to the foul line, though. He got those easy fouls, as we see Nash get a foul there, speaking of fouls. But Marsden's been able to take those foul shots and turn them into 7 points tonight.
And Carroll, you know, clean there, but then as he came back to close back out on Schroeder, just a little bit of a bump there, and that's what drew the whistle. And Nash Schroeder, great free throw shooter, will head to the line. Misfires on that one.
5 straight missed foul shots. These guys are too good of shooters.
Yeah, back to the take by Nash. That was an aggressive take because he met contact, got bumped, then asserted himself again and went up again and drew the foul. So really good take by a guy with a scorer's mentality.
Saw Nash Schroeder last week. Picked up an offer from Snow College.
Yeah.
Andrew May.
His dad, talk about great shooters. His dad still can shoot it. Even his father Time has started to catch up with him.
The old Portland State Viking.
Yeah, and I think he'll be a great player for Andrew May there at, as we see, Scoop takes it to the left and just barely misses that. Again, those are the things to watch tonight, as he's got a little bit of rust. That's a shot he makes 10 out of 10 times in December.
Yep, I agree. 45 seconds left here in the first half, 29-21 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. And it's steal by Trevor Taylor. Taylor with a nice pickup on the bounce. Pump fake and scores it and one.
And that might be Griff Shepard's second foul here. I think it is, based on I see Nash Schroeder heading to the scorer's table.
Take a look at the replay.
Just a second. Okay.
It looked like Shepard was going to give him the bucket once he left his feet, and he backed away.
Yeah, I didn't see much contact there at our angle. We actually had a really good angle looking right through. I think you could put a balloon in between them just to be safe.
But anytime you leave your feet, you know, it just, when you come down and there's a bump, you're going to get called for that foul. And the free throw from Taylor, no good. If there is a chink in the armor, it is Taylor, only a 57% free throw shooter. But in the first meeting between these two games, he actually hit 2 threes. Feltz actually hit 2 threes in the win against the Panthers 3 weeks ago.
One of those was a bank.
Yeah, that's true. Down to 10 here in the second quarter. Schroeder driving in from the left side. Pump fake off the window. Got it. Nash Schroeder with a nice bucket. Time here if the Mustangs hurry. They get it to Scoop. Little 3/4 court shot. Good if it goes. Way too strong. And the half will end with an 8-point lead for the Mustangs. Paulie, what'd you see?
Just a really hotly contested game. I thought that these two teams came out on, Crimson started with the 11-0 run, then Pineview responded with their own 11-0 run, and it's just been back and forth right now. Crimson with the advantage by 8, like you said, but a lot of storylines to watch. Camden Smith, Sean Feltz matchup with Trevor Conti, those three, and the shooters of Pineview. Will they get hot in the second half? And Scoop Johnson's return, his second game back, and he's playing great. So many things that I've seen in the first half, and some storylines to watch going into the second half.
A lot of fun here at the pit again. After a 2-minute timeout, we'll get you highlights. We'll get you statistics. We'll get you scores from around the region at the half, presented by Rally Stop. Going into the break, Crimson with an 8-point lead, 31-23 in our Boulevard home game of the week on the Fan Sports Network, your local sports leader. Red Ledge's Dermatology and Med Spa, specializing in general and cosmetic dermatology, treating acne, rashes, warts, and more. They even do cancer screenings and offer a free chemical pill with your first appointment. So if you need dermatology, think Red Ledge's Dermatology, located just off Snow Canyon Parkway, St. George.
At Intermountain Sports Performance, we've been training athletes from Logan to St. George for over 20 years, and we guarantee your athlete will improve speed, agility, explosive power, and reduce the risk of injury while working with the most qualified team in all of Utah. Call 435-251-2299 to find the location nearest you.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher.
Buy their showroom and save money and buy right from the distributors at AWP. They're open to the public across the freeway.
Hey, see what you can glean from this.
Stay tuned for the AWP Playmaker of the Game.
Welcome to the Rally Stop Halftime Show. Stats, reaction, and analysis of the first half. Here's the Fan Sports Network team.
And welcome back to the Rally Stop Halftime Show. Before or after your favorite team or your favorite kid, if you have a favorite one, plays, stop at Rally Stop and grab some drinks, snacks, and fuel. And we really appreciate Rally Stop. And hey, right now it is the home team that needs to rally going into the locker room. They are down 31-23. Devin Dixon, Paul Ratliff, Ben Lindquist. And first and foremost, let's get you, again, the scores that we have from around the region. 33-23. Dixie is trying to get to 11-0 and stay undefeated going into their season finale, which will be senior night at the Hangar on Friday against the Cedar Reds. And then, of course, anything stat-wise in that game pop to you there over there at the Thunderdome, Paulie?
Yeah, Eli Allred being Eli Allred. He's got 13 points to pace the Thunder and leading the way for them. And, you know, it's a 33-23 game, the 10-point game, and the big reason that Desert Hills is in this game is Eli Allred.
Yep. And then the latest report we had was Snow Canyon up 16-9, but I don't have anything more recent. I think that was around the end of the first quarter. They're playing out in the Tigers Inn and Hurricane. Hopefully we'll be able to get a score update a little bit later in our Rally Stop halftime show. Both teams are talking things over. We got a nice little routine here by the cheerleaders at Pineview High School. And Ben, this one has been fun from the get-go. It was crazy. 11-0 run by the Mustangs. Pineview answers with 11-0 run, and then really even until about that last 3 minutes where Crimson was able to push back out, hit a couple big shots, and take an 8-point lead.
Yeah. And I don't think, oh, sorry there, we got to get my mic turned on. Apparently I was talking too loud. They had to turn me down in the studio. Let's go. Yeah, look, this is going to be one of those second halves that I really believe you're going to see some more back and forth action. I don't think an 8-point lead is ever safe against Pineview. The way they shoot the three-pointer, the way they play defense. I think the real star of the first half, as we go to our halftime stats, for Crimson is going to be, as you look over here, 9 for Crimson on the scores. That's Scoop Johnson, a guy that didn't play last week. Right. Didn't play for all of the region season so far. And again,
about 2 months he was out, almost 2 months.
Yeah, I think it was 6 weeks, 7 weeks actually. Yep. And so as you look at the Down East home stat board here at halftime, the thing that stands out to me is the scores. Is we're always in Region 9. We're going to have these great scoring performances. We've seen them all year. We've seen a couple of 39s, a couple of 38s, some 35s and 32s sprinkled in there too. So look, I think you're going to see Nash. You're going to see those guys score 18 to 20 tonight. Thing to watch is really rebounds, turnovers, and the three-point line. As you can see, Pineview getting 4 to Crimson's 2. I'm sorry, that's 5. And then you've got Nash and you have Griff both with 9 points. And this is what surprises me a little bit, is 10 rebounds for Pineview, and with the 6'11" guy on the court, only 8.
Right.
I just think for Crimson to be successful week in, week out, and to really make a run next week and the week after in the state tournament, they've got to get rebounding from their big fella and everybody else, right?
And Down East is having a big President's Day sale. They bring you the stats. So 5 of 10 from the three-point line in the first half, 2 of 7 for the Mustangs. So there's where Pineview did have a little edge, and yet the road team still has an 8-point lead where it matters most on the scoreboard.
It's what got them back into the game, and I think it's what's going to have to keep them into the game is the three-pointer. But again, those turnovers, there's 4 turnovers there. There were 3 in a row mixed in with a bad shot that got Pineview into the game. If Crimson can eliminate those, if they can not get them in spurts where they're getting 2 and 3 turnovers in a row, it's going to be hard for Pineview. And I just think the crowd tonight, the atmosphere on your home floor, I expect Coach Amico to have given them a little bit of an adjustment in the second half. He's done a really good job all year of making those halftime adjustments. And if you're Coach Murdoch, you're saying, guys, when we take care of the ball, when we are patient on offense, we are one of the best teams, not just in the region, but in 4A.
So Nash Schroeder 9, Griffin Shepard 9. He's got 1,000. Both those guys over 1,000. We're going to roll some highlights for you on the live stream on the fansportsnetwork.com. If you're heading home tonight, pop us on our YouTube channel or KSLSports.com. We're statewide tonight. Ojegba had 2. Adam Moore had 3. So again, 18 of the 23 coming from the dynamic duo of Nash and Griffin.
Yeah, and another thing that I think is going to be interesting to watch in the second half is fouls. You got Trevor Taylor with 2. You got Nash with 2. You have Griff with 2. You got Sean Feltz with 3.
Correct.
Right? 1 foul in a high school game. You only get 5. It's not like you get 6 in the NBA. 1 more foul for each one of those guys. We could see one of our stars in our Star Watch sitting on the bench for an extended period of time here in the second half.
Leading scorer again, Scoop Johnson with 9. And boy, that Scoop, probably our leading playmaker play of the game, brought to you by AWP. And we're getting a score update here. We'll get that in just a second. Look at the other individual statistics. Noah Marsden was 7. Sean Feltz held to just 6. And Paul, you were talking about that. How will they defend him? He had 35 in that first meeting. And I was listening to you guys in the pregame show. And so far, they're passing with flying colors. They're making life difficult for Sean Feltz for the most part.
They've done a great job, and some of that's been a result of foul trouble. But look, he is a guy that if he's patient, I've said it all season long, if you have the mismatch with Sean Feltz, you've got to give him the ball. Because he can do one of 2 things. He can either score it at will, but if he gets the attention of the rest of the team, that's where he's got to take that next step in progression in his game and be a playmaker. Yeah. Right? And you see this at every level. Sometimes it's not about scoring as much as it is about drawing attention for others to score. And I think it might be one of those nights. If he comes out, and I think they're going to focus on him a little bit here as we continue to roll highlights, he might be more of a playmaker tonight. And I think that actually bodes well for Crimson and bad for Pineview. But, hats off, a couple other things that stand out. Noah Marsden, 7 points off the bench, a guy that started really in place of Scoop Johnson while he was injured. Comes in, had a great senior night over there against Hurricane, and comes in and gets 7 critical points. Look at the scoreboard. It's basically the difference in the game.
Absolutely, and I would say as well that Steele Barman would be a great contributor tonight. We saw him score a quick 2 and provide a little bit of that energy off the bench for the Mustangs. And like Ben was saying, Sean Feltz is going to draw a lot of attention, so that's got to open up other scores. It's got to be open lanes for drivers, open kickouts for shooters, those type of things with all the attention always paid to Sean Feltz anytime he steps foot on the basketball court.
Getting some seniors introduced here at halftime, looks like.
From the band.
Oh, it's the band. They're honoring the band.
20 seniors.
Wow. So we've got that going on. So we got a nice lengthy Rally Stop halftime show here. Devin Dixon, Ben Lindquist, Paul Ratliff. That score that kind of had us oohing and awing a little bit is upset alert in the works out at the Tigers Den. They are hungry for their first region win, and they are leading Snow Canyon 29-26 at the break. Now, Snow Canyon sits 9th when they pulled the RPI down. They've got to win too this week and hope they get a little bit of help and enough to move up into the top 8 to get that bye and then a home game. So that's a lot riding on that second half out there in Hurricane, huh, guys?
And we've talked about it all season long in the region season on the Fan Sports Network, including the morning show with Paulie and Connor and Devin and Casey Winters, our expert Region 9 analyst. Hurricane is hungry.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, you don't want to mess with them over there in a close game because you don't want them to stick around. They are winless in Region 9. I think they only have 3 wins on the season. And that can be an easy game or that can be a danger game because with a team with nothing to lose, Snow Canyon better make sure they come out a little stronger in the second half.
It was a trap game. I went to the Tigers Den and watched them play Desert Hills to a 5-point game where there was a lot of back and forth throughout, a lot of contributors. Ethan Staples, I remember, hit a couple threes. Brigham Kemp, I'm sorry, had a great game as well. So there's some players on that Hurricane team, a lot of young foundational pieces going forward, I think.
And again, on that Nets on Fire scoreboard, we've still got a halftime score so far of Dixie 33-23 over Desert Hills. Of course, that means that Cedar has the bye tonight.
Yep.
And we'll be wrapping up the Region 9 season this Friday night.
Oh, it goes by so fast.
It's too fast.
And by the way, a quick look ahead at our next Boulevard home matchup. It will be from the Thunderdome, and that will be Snow Canyon at Desert Hills.
And that will be a critical game for both of those teams as they look into the following week for that first round of the state tournament. And I'll tell you what, I'm kind of sad. One more night, I'm going to be out of a job in a couple weeks. Going to have to go back to the desk, fly in the desk.
Hey, let's take another quick 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll put a bow on our Rally Stop halftime show. We'll talk second half adjustments. Again at the half, 31-23. The Mustangs lead the Panthers on the Fan Sports Network.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Nets on Fire is the premier indoor basketball training facility in southern Utah with 4 full-size gyms and group and individual training packages available for every age and skill level. Nets on Fire can elevate your game. Hoop it, Nets.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Everyone loves local sports and, of course, loves ice cream. And the best ice cream on the planet is Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Open late every day of the week with dozens of delicious flavors. So after your favorite team wins, head over to Handel's to celebrate with locations in St. George, Layton, and Woods Cross.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
First responders, and we are excited to sponsor local sports this season. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Welcome to the Rally Stop halftime show. Stats, reaction, and the analysis of the first half. Here's the Fan Sports Network team.
Again, Devin, Ben, Paulie here live. 8-point lead for the visiting Mustangs as they are in control here. But this game certainly within reach for Pineview. Pivotal game. You look at the RPI before they pulled it down, 14 and 15. And of course, this is it for Crimson. This is their final regular season game. I don't know if you like the bye late, but you do get some extra rest. You get some extra practice time, but you don't know who you play until Saturday at 10 a.m. when the brackets are revealed. You got a good guess. It could be this team or this team, but there's no assurances. And I want your thoughts on the brackets real quick, guys. I mean, there's a chance that a team like Pineview or a team like Crimson could have to face Dixie in the second round over at the Hangar.
I think it's
or
likely.
Even a Desert Hills.
I think it's likely. Look, you said it. The bye on a Friday isn't really much of an advantage because you don't know who you're going to play anyway until Saturday or Sunday. So maybe it could be an advantage in terms of being able to rest a guy like Scoop, who's going to get some heavy minutes tonight after not playing for so long. But this region is from top to bottom. You say what you will about Hurricanes' record. They've given a couple teams a scare. And then you've got Dixie leading out. You got Snow Canyon, who had, I think, a little bit of an underdog in terms of what we thought they would do with the guys other than Owen Mackey. But I think I wouldn't be surprised to see the state champion come out of Region 9.
The other question is, can Dixie get ahead of LCA for the #1 overall seed? Because they've got a tough game tonight with Desert Hills, who's won 4 straight games, even though they're up 10 at the half. That game's not over. Although it's danger time if Dixie comes out of the second half like they did against Snow Canyon last week, where you miss 3 shots in a row, they make 3 in a row. Before you know it, you're down 17. So Desert Hills is going to have to come out and play well in that second half. That game just getting underway. The link to watch that game is on the fansportsnetwork.com. Let's talk second half adjustments on this game. Paulie, first, if you're Coach Pat Amico, did you get after the guys, challenge them a little bit in the break?
I think so. I think you definitely got after them, and defensive intensity I think needs to be upped. A lot of layups for Crimson, a lot of easy shots. I felt Sean Felt's getting what he wants down low. He's going to get his. You understand that going in, but there's a lot of guys that are getting easy lanes and easy drives to the basket. So I would think the interior defense needs to be a little better, cut off the driving lanes, and for Pineview, the scorers just got to keep scoring. Griffin Shepard, Nash Schroeder, they got to go. These are the purebreds, the thoroughbred Colts that are out there to score, so those guys got to go.
Adjustments for the Mustangs, Ben. What do you think Coach Murdoch was saying to the guys?
I think, look, you're talking about how they responded from being up 11 and having Pineview get back into it, and then you're able to push ahead to get an 8-point advantage. I think it's more of the same the way they finished. Active hands on defense, going in and out of the zone and man defenses. And ultimately, I think what's going to be really interesting to watch is going to be foul trouble, right? We said it at the halftime. This is going to be a thing where we've got 2 or 3 guys that are in potential foul trouble. How aggressive can they be? Because one more foul and they're in trouble.
Here we go. It'll be Mustang basketball. Scoop gets it to Feltz, gets it right back. Drives the baseline, kick to the corner. Whip pass over to Taylor, who's holding now and backs it back out. Now inserts it down, low block, baby right hand shot for Feltz. No, won't go. Good look.
And we've seen Camden Smith give Kyle Lemke trouble. Now Sean Feltz a little bit of trouble with that big frame and body down low.
Griffin Shepard sizes up a 3 and knocks it down, and the lead is down to 5, and he's got 12 on the night, 1,000 points in his career and counting.
1,003. Yep. That's my problem with zone defense.
And all 4 are threes he's hit tonight, by the way.
This is my problem with zone defense. You can't guard a spot. You have to still guard a man. You've got to match up and find a guy, not just on the defense, but on the shot for the rebound, as we see Sean Feltz 0 for 2 in the second half.
Well, and I think that tells us Coach Murdoch said, hey, let's get Sean going in this third quarter. As Nash Schroeder right to the middle, floater up and in. And Pineview starts the second half on a 5-0 run.
What a surge here to start the second half as the scorers of Pineview starting to wake up a little bit.
Second half play-by-play brought to you by Handel's Homemade Ice Cream. Go get a scoop or 2. It's Valentine's Day. Treat your date to the best ice cream on the planet.
And a good move there by Drake Carroll. A little jump stop, which is my favorite move. As you know, Devin, that's rule number 3 in the rules of basketball. The spin move, get on balance, and shoot the open shot. As we see now. Nash
Schroeder starting to heat up.
Slice through there and get the easy layup.
He's got back-to-back buckets. It's 33-30 on the Wilkinson scoreboard. Light it up, Region 9. We're gunning for that 55 points. If either team goes over tonight, you win with the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. Great backdoor cut, Scoop jump Johnson with a kiss. It goes, and a foul.
And I love to see Sean Feltz actually turn and square up because he draws so much attention, right? Turn, square up, be a playmaker in the second half, and lead your team to victory.
6:16 to go. The old-fashioned three-point play here for Scoop, who's having a nice night. Looking for point number 12, leading scorer for the Stang gang in that first half. And he got it from the fabulous Freddy's free throw line. Don't forget, $9.99, you can join their unlimited car wash club and big gas savings, 20 cents off per gallon. So fuel up if you're traveling for President's Day weekend this weekend. Schroeder has a strip. It's loose. Taylor picks it up. I think Carroll probably gets credit for the steal. Now McKay Lindquist stops, starts all the way in, and he is fouled. Shot won't go. He tried to put some side English on it, but Lindquist will head to the line for a pair.
And this is one where a great move here. Come to a jump stop, wrap around pass to the big fella for a dunk.
Now McKay, who's an excellent free throw shooter, will head to the line. 5:59 on the Scooters Coffee clock. If you're going to be out in Hurricane or going to Zion or going to go play Sky Mountain or Copper Rock this weekend, stop by and grab some Scooters. Coffee, shakes, protein, great breakfast sandwiches, awesome drinks, awesome staff out there at Scooters. One more coming for Lindquist. Trying to extend the Mustangs' lead, and he misfires on the second one too strong off the back iron.
A guy that has not missed 2 in a row all season. The announcer curses. Devin says, a great free throw shooter.
I don't
believe in it either.
Curse. So the lead stays at 6, though. Hopefully McKay's not on me. Hopefully he doesn't believe in the curse.
No.
Schroeder back and forth with Shepard. Schroeder's going to drive to the middle, all the way up and under, left it short.
It's clear that Coach Amico has told his scorers to go after the basket and start taking shots and pursue volume, a little bit of volume to their game.
Don't settle for the 3, right? Go in there and attack the big fella.
Oh, and Scoop off the miss. So often you see reaching in, trying to get it back, and he commits the foul.
And I don't know if we can see the replay on the drive, but this is exactly what I said on the last possession. As you come in here, 1, jump stop, bounce pass to Sean Feltz, and that's a thunderous dunk. Look to set your teammates up, and that goes for everyone on the
in the back there.
One of my favorite plays.
Hand off to Shepard. Condi with a good screen. Shepard will hoist and misfire.
Boy, everyone boxed out, but no one actually went to release to get the rebound.
We've played 3 minutes here in the second half. And it's a 6-point lead for the Mustangs. Scoop whips it over to Carroll. He'll dump it in. And a Condor with the long wingspan. Trying to save it, cannot. But good front there by Trevor Condi.
Almost looked like a shot there from in the corner. Just on the other side of the basket there as he hustle plays to get it there in the corner and
that's
save
the only part of the court we don't have a great viewpoint is that coffin corner, left corner pocket for the Mustangs.
Students, and attribute that to the great students.
The students have not sat down the whole game.
No, they haven't.
They went to the basketball rule number 10, home crowd has an advantage.
Absolutely. If you're going to be here, might as well stand.
We're getting close to conference tournament time in Las Vegas. 5 conference. Oh, nice putback by Scoop Johnson.
I was about to say terrible shot, but it looks like it's a good pass to himself.
And I loved your quote in the pregame of the great and late Hot Rod Huntley on the Mark Eaton 3. I heard you guys on the way over here. Oh, I love listening to old Hot Rod on the simulcast. And a whip pass now to Moore. Go to the corner to Schmidt. Back to Shepard. A wide open 3. Had to take it, but he can't connect.
And that's the play I'm talking about. The 6'11 guy's got to go grab that rebound and contain it.
Schmidt will miss a 3, and we get an over the back on Trevor Condi. And you don't want to get in foul trouble going over the back in the second half. That's what happened.
Quick Nets on Fire update. Dixie 47, start of the 4th. Desert Hills 40.
7, though they outscored the Flyers by 3 in the 3rd.
You kind of said it. Never know in that 3rd quarter.
Yep.
38-30 here for us with just over 4 in the 3rd. What a great night here on the Fan Sports Network.
Of course, we'll be bringing you that game on Friday, our next broadcast. We got Utah Tech at Grand Canyon tomorrow night for you to look forward to as well here. And that's a turnover by the Mustangs. It goes out of bounds. And that is turnover number 5 now for the Mustangs from our
And speaking of the rules of basketball, I go to rule number 7, Devin, which is the pivot is your friend. That's a perfect opportunity when you get it on the low block. Everybody wants to square up, but use the reverse pivot so that you can face the basket up.
You like the pivot move better than the behind-the-back assist?
Oh, depends on time and situation.
Yeah.
I'd point out that that's the 3rd kick ball by Scoop Johnson, getting his hands and feet in the passing lane.
Yeah, and you can kind of reset the defense.
Reset it, yeah.
And Scoop nearly had a steal. They get it to Moore on the elbow. Now to the wing to Schroeder. Schroeder triple threat. Pump fake and drive. Nothing there. He'll go to Moore back out top. Good defense here by the Mustangs. Now down to 4 on the shot clock. Schroeder knows he's got to go. Shepard's going to have to take a kick-out 3, and he misfired air ball shot clock violation.
This is confusing to me. Clearly, that's rebounded by Big Sean Feltz, and they call a violation, a shot clock violation. Like, those are the ones that I think you should let them play through.
And they had that dilemma in the college level for a long time, and now when the buzzer sounds, they let them play through it.
Yeah.
Not quite trickled down to the high school level yet.
Trevor Taylor, baby, right hook, and he finds the nylon. How about that move from TT?
A timely shot for Trevor Taylor. He's really been a steady force down low in the paint. He struggles a little bit the further he gets out, and free throw line, he's had a little bit of struggles. After last year, he was a very consistent foul shooter.
Well, and I noticed there's been a lot of growth from last year to this year. Better shot selection for Trevor Taylor. I think he was trying to do a lot, trying to prove the coaches he could really score, and now he's understanding his role more.
And certainly an underrated passer and defender as he gets that one. That one looked great.
Yeah, and it pushes the lead up. 41-30, Crimson up by 11, matching their largest lead of the ball game. Approaching 3 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
Crimson will stay in this zone. Again, something to watch is the ability to rebound.
Ojegba will drive the baseline, whip it Moore, a little teardrop, and he can't get it to go. Cam Smith, offensive rebound, puts back, and it won't fall. It hung on the rim and fell off, no good.
Strong board there by Cam Smith. Went up above everybody in a lot of traffic and found that ball.
I have to laugh. I don't know if we're going to pick it up on the Holbrook replay, but as Scoop's bringing the ball to the floor, you can see right before that, Coach Murdoch was saying, slow it down, slow it down. And I think Scoop thought that meant speed it up, speed it up.
He doesn't seem to be showing fatigue. Of course, you're coming.
No, I've been really impressed. I've been really impressed with his motor the last game and a half. Considering that, I take 2 weeks off from going to the gym, and I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
I know. And Coach Murdoch was so complimentary of Scoop on the morning show this morning. We chatted with him, talking about how he was the guy that was at every meeting. He was the guy that never missed a practice. He was the guy that was an assistant coach, basically working with some of these young guys like Noah Nelson and Marsden. Some of these guys were taking his spot, and he was just helping him as much as he could. You love to hear that about Scoop Johnson, even though he had to be so frustrated he missed 6-7 weeks.
Really great. You got to watch in this zone. You got to get Sean Feltz pulled out here a little bit. Trevor does a good job of sliding over.
Cam Smith misses once, misses twice after he got the rebound. Here comes Scoop across the timeline. 2:15 left on the Scooters coffee clock, 3rd quarter. Lead is now 13, largest of the night for the Mustangs. They want more.
And Scoop's got to be careful there. He almost got a 5-second count.
Inside, nice pass. Feltz has it stripped away. Camden Smith diving like the waste management beer drinkers down the hill in Phoenix over the weekend.
And if you're watching at home, look, the coach misses the call, or the ref misses the call. The hustle plays is where these types of games are won there. Great hustle by Cam Smith.
It was fun. I got to go to his signing day last week as there's a steal by Schroeder, and left-hand land got it. And Cam Smith surprising everybody, passing up bigger schools to stay local here, and signs with the new coaching staff, Coach Anderson at Utah Tech.
Big signing.
Love to see it.
Big signing for Utah Tech.
They also got Jacob Zarate from Crimson Cliffs, 2 big offensive linemen from right here in St. George. And that ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be back to Pineview. Couldn't tell if it was deflected. Official said no.
The crowd getting on the Mustangs a little bit, yelling air ball. I'm not sure if it was an air ball, was it?
I couldn't tell if it was tipped.
Yeah, there might have been a little deflection there.
Barbin will check in, and Marsden will check in. Trevor Taylor and McKay Lindquist will check out at the 1:38 mark here in the 3rd.
Yeah, and this is an important possession for Pineview as they try to really stay in and
stop the bleeding a little bit
and get this thing down into single digits. I love the press call here.
And they get a steal by Carroll, but Schroeder trying to get it back. It's still loose. Schroeder finally controls it. Euro step, right hand lay-in. Got it. How about that for a Jimmy John's highlight of the week from Nash Schroeder?
Just an incredible display of skill there defensively and offensively. Stealing the ball, maintaining possession, and look at him on the other end, commits the foul. That's his fourth.
Ooh, and Schroeder wanted a tie-up. He just reached in and grabbed it. The official said, nope, you got him on the arm.
Or is that his third or fourth?
I think it's number 3 on Nash.
And so this is the same thing we talked at halftime. Okay, now you take it at him. Now you go at these guys that are in what you would consider foul trouble.
We'll see if the coaches agree. 43-34, our score. Scoop having a big night. At 9 in the first half. 16 now on the night, or is that 17 with that last free throw? 17 now, looking for point 18. One more from the fabulous Freddie's free throw line. And he got it. Scoop's been great from the line tonight.
And you see what they've been missing. You see maybe how special of a team they could have had this year if they could have had him all season long.
Tonight's game brought to you by the City of St. George Recreation Department. The journey for your kid's sports career starts at sgcity.org. sgcityrec.org, excuse me. Lead pass to Feltz. He fumbles it, gets it back, and scores the touchdown off the window.
Feltz running the court like a deer there, and then uses this coordination and just grabs the ball and goes up strong for the 2.
Schroeder drives the baseline. Wraparound reverse lay-in. Got it. Nash Schroeder coming alive a little bit here.
And a little bit of back and forth as we got just under 30 seconds. 47 for Crimson, 36 for the Panthers on their home court.
19 now for Schroeder. And get this, it's not the three-point shot. He's hit 5 two-point field goals in the second half. 22 seconds to go, but yet Crimson leads by 11. They want to have the final shot here nearly. There's about a second and a half differential. Scoop on a flip, on a weave, out top to Marsden. Marsden on a lob to Feltz, and he could not tap it up and in. 6 seconds. Shepard racing ahead, and contested by Marsden, and he scores it. Big bucket there to beat the clock to end the third. We go to the fourth quarter on the Fan Sports Network on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
And this is where you just take a foul. Stop the ball with a foul. You only have one team foul. You get 5 1/4. Take a foul there and stop that momentum. At least have it at half court.
47-38, Wilkinson scoreboard. Back after this 45-second timeout.
Scooter's Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooter's Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture, your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
1-1.
Hey, got some Nets on Fire score updates. Nets on Fire, their Ignite AU program tryouts are now open until the first weekend of March. So go to netsonfire.org to learn more. How about this? Desert Hills heating up from 3 straight threes by Holman and Holbrook. Eli's got around 25, and they trailed Dixie 58-54. And that's not the closest game because we are tied between Hurricane and Snow Canyon 38-38. And this game is only a 9-point lead. Panthers missed fire on a couple putback attempts after a Schroeder 3 wouldn't go, and here come the Mustangs. They get it to the corner. Barbin's going to fire, and it ricochets off the rim, no good. Here comes Schroeder right down the middle, poke from the backside by Nelson, and they call Noah Nelson on a personal foul on a reach in there. Looked pretty clean. Looked pretty sneaky.
Oh, just the old man's D is what I call that. The old matador let him go by and reach around and pop it out.
Defense.
Yeah,
that's right.
We're hearing Hurricane gets a lot of credit how they're playing right now defensively against the Warriors. So we'll keep you on top of all those Nets on Fire scores. on a Wednesday in the final week of the regular season. Adam Moore going to take a three. No, but Shepard put back, yes.
And this is what I've been saying for 2 weeks. You have to rebound out of a zone. You can't just follow the shot. You have to find a body and then release to the basketball.
Basketball rule number 8, I believe. Box out. Phelps, 15-foot jumper. That won't go.
Number 1 tonight, Devin.
That's got to be number 1 tonight. I like that comment. Phelps, that was a good look, but can't get it to go. And now Schroeder driving hard, and they're going to call Nelson on another bump foul as Pineview has cut the lead down to 7.
Coach Amico motivating his guys from the sideline, as you can see, and they're playing some high-intensity defense. Called for that in the halftime show as the adjustment, and this is a much more spirited effort we've seen coming out here in the second half.
You see Drake Carroll come on the court for a exhausted Scoop Johnson.
Schroeder. Kick it out. Now over to Shepard. Shepard going to drive. Put it in a spin cycle. Up and over. Blocked away by Big Sean Phelps. Might have got away with an extra step there, but the block happened anyway.
Looks like a travel as we go to the replay here, but a great athletic move. Oh, no, you know what? He kind of kept that pivot. Great move.
That right foot didn't actually slide or come up off the floor. Triggered in to Moore. Moore had, his older brothers Hunter and Mikey all play here at Pineview. And he's not the last in line. He's got a little brother, and there's a mid-range J that finds the bottom of the net. And Pineview on a little run here has cut it down to 5. It was late third quarter, as many as 13.
And it'll be interesting to see how long Coach Murdoch goes with his lineup as we get into 6 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Carroll, dangerous pass, and it's stolen by Schroeder. Schroeder sensed it. Lead pass ahead. Schmidt. Oh, he might have got kind of bumped in by his teammate Trevor Condi, and he couldn't finish with the right hand from the left side.
And yeah, we see.
And this is a good timeout by Coach Murdoch here. Helter-skelter. You got some bad turnovers. You got some up and down. Settle your guys down. Get back to what you did in the first half. This was similar to the Dixie game where they did all these good things in the first half and forced Dixie to do things that they didn't want to. And then Dixie went into halftime, made adjustments, and came out and made them do the things they wanted to do.
On that replay, brought to you by Holbrook Asphalt, it looked like Condi was getting bumping with Barban, and it might have just distracted Schmidt. I don't think they actually ever collided there. Schmidt would love to have that one back. That's a shot he normally would make. That could have cut it to one possession game. We're in a timeout, brought to you by Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. And Coach Pat Amico is getting ushered back to the coach's box as he was out chatting with the officials. I think he wanted a foul maybe on Barban, on Condi there, and didn't get it.
I think they almost could have called it on Condi as a moving screen as he got tangled up, and I think that's the one that you let go. But look, there's such good athletic plays in this region, and Coach Amico, good on him. He works the refs really, really hard. Another guy that does that really well is Ty Roberts. They don't let anything go, and they pull for their team so hard that way. But 47-42 with just under 6 minutes in the fourth. Kind of what we expected, especially in the second half. Pineview's never out of it with the way they can shoot and play defense.
And kind of what we expected this one to be because of the first matchup when they didn't settle it till the final horn. 65-64, a 1-point win for the Mustangs. Barban, mid-range jumper, a little too strong. Good strong rebound by Griffin Shepard. And it is getting loud in here, guys.
And Sean Phelps has got to touch the ball. That's a challenging shot for anybody in the region. Find the big guy. Let him get it on the block. Move it around. You got 35 seconds.
Schroeder got stuck in a steal by Lindquist. It's batted around, and here comes McKay across the timeline. Stop and start. Spin move, kick out to Phelps, who's waiting for Schroeder to get back till he couldn't get it stolen from the backside, and a smart play to kind of reset it. They lob it high for Phelps, and it's too high, and it's out of bounds, but Mustangs will retain.
This is what I've said time in, time out. Rule number 3, use the pass fake to set up the correct play. You don't have to rush. You have a 6'11" guy. Take your time, size it up, fake it away, and then toss it in and let him do his job.
It'll be triggered in right in front of the Crimson cheerleaders. And looking and getting into Lindquist. Still 17 seconds on the shot clock. It's Lindquist, Scoop. It's Noah Nelson, Drake Carroll, and Sean Phelps on the floor here. 5 minutes to go in this game. Drive by Scoop. Stuck. Kick out. Feltz will take a 17-footer short. Rebound, Trevor Condi.
And I would go at Nash Schroeder. He's got 3 fouls.
Shepard's going to go reverse lay-in, left hand, and he scores it. Panthers have cut it to 3.
And that's a great move.
Yeah, we see Sean Feltz not able to fully commit to that play defensively because of the foul situation. Makes it an easy lay-in.
And
those two are really tangling up right now. You watch him. He's got a little bit of a wraparound, and the ref finally calls it as it went side to side. I think the ref said, okay, we'll let him do it this side. And
well, and Sean was listening to you from the first half where he didn't stay stationary. He was moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I say it at every point. It's rule number 6. You have to move without the basketball. Basket cuts. Don't stand. If you stand, you're easy to guard.
I was watching the Jazz and the Warriors the other night, and nobody I can think of better than Steph Curry at moving without the basketball, and that was a misfire. Here come the Panthers. A high lob. Lindquist, though, gets a hand on it and stops what could have been an open 3 in the corner.
Misfire. I think great play. I love the action. I love the play. Looked like maybe the ball slipped out of his hand as he went to shoot it.
I think the pressure's kind of flipped now. I think Pineview has had the pressure on them most of the night, and all of a sudden, Paulie, do you kind of feel it? It feels like Crimson's starting to feel a little bit of pressure in this game.
Yeah, you can feel the tension in the building. You know, such a big comeback made by the Panthers, and now we're getting near crunch time, and the Mustangs got to do the good job closing this game out with the 3-point lead.
Let's dive in a couple Down East stats. Big President's Day sale going on all month long at Down East. 18 now for Scoop Johnson. Nobody else in double figures. 19 for Schroeder, 14 for Griffin Shepard.
Yeah, and the thing that stands out is Crimson has no points from what I can see in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, haven't scored in almost 4 minutes. Great observation.
Uncle Jeff on the stat book there never lets us down. Always fills us up with good stuff.
And he's the highest paid statistician in St. George.
No question there. Worth every penny.
Inside drive and a hang and a hit. And the Schroeder is coming alive, and the Panthers crowd is letting them hear it.
And we talked about Nash Schroeder not being a shooter. He's a scorer, and that is a scorer's mentality taking over for him there as he drives in and draws the hoop and the harm. And let's see if he can convert the harm here.
And he does.
And it's a tie ball game. It's been a game of runs, and you see just how athletic and creative he is. Acrobatic at the very least.
And Nash has got 20. Feltz holding high, kick out to Scoop. Scoop keeps the dribble going off a Feltz screen to the middle. Kick it over to Sean. He nearly lost it, got it back. Still plenty of time on the shot clock here. Scoop gets it back now. Flips it over to McKay. McKay triple threat. Kicks it to the left wing to Taylor. Nothing available inside now. Finally, McKay gets it down to Feltz. Turnaround jumper. Oh, yeah. There is Sean Feltz. And a good patient find by McKay Lindquist to set him up.
And an unorthodox finish, but he's good at it. I don't mean that in a bad way.
As Nash Schroeder hits another one. He's starting to really light it up. He's got 22, and it's a 1-point Pineview lead, 50-49.
And I think for Crimson to come out of this zone for a couple of possessions and just give them a different look.
Whip pass, nicely done, and Drake Carroll scores it. That is a beautiful little pass by Big Sean. And now back and forth we go, 51-50. Another Luke Udy, American Family Insurance, 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here.
And you can see Sean has all of the ability. He's got that great turnaround jumper, jump hook. Obviously, he has the length. His playmaking ability is there as he looks for his open teammate. And we just said it, number 6, basket cut, don't stand. Dive, when you get attention, look opposite. That means if there's 2 guys guarding you, someone on the opposite side is wide open.
Couple updates real quickly, brought to you by Nets on Fire. 64-62, Dixie is up with 11.9 seconds to go. This is the closest anybody in region has played the Flyers to this point. And Desert Hills is the wild card this week because they have Dixie tonight. If they could somehow win this and then beat Snow Canyon, they could jump from 14 maybe up close to that top 8. I don't know how far they would jump, but we'll see if they can finish off the comeback. They were down by 10 at the half, and they're down 2.
I'd wager to say the shooters for Desert Hills are having a very good night tonight.
Schroeder off the glass, no. And rebound, Trevor Taylor for the Mustangs. Cross-court pass. Lindquist thought about a three. Gets it over to Taylor, who will take it. Hit the Cache Valley Bank three.
Great assist. Lindquist looked like he wanted to shoot that and probably could have. Found the next best shot, and Trevor Taylor confidently strokes it.
And that gives the Mustangs a 4-point lead again, 54-50. Schroeder lost the dribble. Oh, and he got his dribble back. It was deflected away, and now he's fouled by Drake Carroll or Trevor Taylor.
And the hard part there is that's now 14 fouls on Crimson. The next one will be 2 easy free throws. And yeah, look, that's a foul, right? I think you're going to raise your hands and wonder, well, come on. But at this point, you get away with the first couple. You got to recognize that that one is not going to be as easy as we see the ball turned over in the coffin corner.
Uh-oh, just a little too high, right through the fingertips of Griffin Shepard. And an empty possession for Pineview. And now Crimson trying to extend the lead out. We're in crunch time. Hang on tight. 2:25 to go on the Scooters coffee clock. Keeping an eye on our Mountain Land Supply defensive play of the game.
And that's another difficult shot. I'd like to see Sean slip that and a quick pass to the sideline and a diving pass to the cutter Sean Phelps, right? They're just camping on that screen.
And a whistle and a foul. Scoop called for the foul on Schroeder.
And this is what we just talked about. Now you have 5 fouls with 2 minutes left, and you're going to send the hottest guy on the court for a couple of freebies.
Nash Schroeder has 22. Actually, let me check that. He's got 21, 23, 25, 26, 27. Jeff telling us 27 now on the night, and now 28 as he hits from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line.
And again, that's just, you can't make those fouls. You got to know time and situation. You can't make that foul at half court when you're in the 4th team foul.
Coach Badamico told us this morning that I'd hate to be the team where Nash kind of gets out of a little bit of a slump. He's only been averaging 15 points a game his last 4. Tonight erupting. He's now got 29. Woo! Big night for Schroeder.
He's scored in a variety of ways.
2-point game. Mustangs with the ball and the lead. Taylor working on Shepard, too strong. And rebound Pineview. There was a lot of contact and just didn't have a soft enough touch. Went right over the rim. Condi thought about the three, goes back door to Schroeder, and Schroeder is clobbered and fouled, and he'll head to the line for 2.
Looking to get to 30 points and has just really scored in a multitude of different ways, whether that be from the free throw line, inside on a drive, from the 3-point line.
And the little head fake, that little head fake that Nash gave, obviously got Scoop up in the air, and Scoop kind of hit him hard because he had nowhere to land there. And Schroeder does get his 30th point of the night. He'll have one more free throw coming. Just a reminder coming up, we'll clean it all up in our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. We are a point here away from the Holbrook Asphalt big score dessert, but he doesn't get it. And so it's a 1-point lead. It's a quick 4-0 run for the Panthers behind Nash Schroeder. Here come the Mustangs, desperate for a bucket.
You've got to get a good possession here.
And it's going to be a foul, so that's a good possession.
But this is okay. You've got the opposite happening for Pineview. They've only got 1 team foul. That's their 2nd. You got 3 to go in a minute and a half in a 1-point ball game. You're right where you want to be. Crimson, on the other hand, has got to play hands off. They've got to be extra, cautious of what's going on, because one more foul and you're sending them to the foul line again.
Yep. 100% correct. 1:20 left on the 4th quarter. Clock in regulation. Is overtime in the cards tonight from the pit. Sean Phelps gets the baseline J, nothing but the bottom.
I think if you'd never seen Sean Phelps, you'd say, what a weird, horrible shot. But he makes it, right? It's unorthodox, but not in a bad way.
Yes, indeed. And now back and forth we go. It's a 3-point lead. Panthers now going to get Condi a good look. Too strong. Back iron. High rebound. Controlled by Drake Carroll over his teammates. Two of them.
Great effort there. I love how no one actually assumed that they were going to get the rebound. All 3 of them went for it.
Scoop Johnson has his pocket pick, but a foul on Schroeder, and uh-oh, that is number 4 on Nash.
And this will be interesting to watch here. Oh, my goodness.
That's a pretty good swipe, isn't it?
I think he got him. You got to be so careful. A three-point ball game. You haven't played for 6 weeks. Do not cross over in front of a great defender like Nash Schroeder.
Trevor Taylor is going to check out. They're going to go a little offense for defense here with Noah Nelson.
And maybe foul shooting is Noah Nelson. I think he's shooting a high percentage as well. I don't know if he's missed a foul shot. Hasn't taken a lot.
Under a minute to go. Here we go, crunch time, 3-point lead and the ball. Drake Carroll going to elevate and miss. Early shot on the shot. Had a lot of time on the shot.
Coach Amico's going to tell him to play. You cannot give up a three-pointer here or a foul on a three-pointer. Stay close. You've got to be body to body.
And Lindquist is guarding Nash Schroeder. And a timeout by Coach Amico.
And at that point, he sees enough there. He says, okay, all right, we don't want to get a bad shot. Let's draw something up and put him at a disadvantage. Worst case scenario is it looks like, are we going to stay up here?
It's a full timeout, but we'll keep it here.
But worst case scenario here is you get a quick at the hoop foul and maybe an and one, or if nothing else, a foul on being aggressive, and you get free throws. You go down there, you set up your defense, and you get a stop, and you come down with a chance to win the ball game.
You almost feel like at this point you want Nash Schroeder taking it, but everybody in the building knows you want Nash Schroeder taking it, and you might get a better look with somebody else off some dribble penetration by Nash, because they're probably going to double team him.
There's only one guy that can shoot this ball tonight, and that's Nash Schroeder. I think this play has to be drawn up for Nash Schroeder.
I think you could see a couple of things. Certainly Nash is option one, but can he draw the attention? I think you're either going to see a quick hitter where they go and get the easy layup, or you're going to see some misdirection where they draw to a guy like Adam Moore or Griffin Shepard.
Yeah, both have hit threes tonight. Griff has hit 4 threes tonight.
But Coach Murdoch is in there saying, no threes,
no fouls on threes.
We'll give up a 2. Try and keep them in front of you. Don't give up an and one. Make it if you're going to foul, make it a hard foul. But stay body to body. Switch everything, and do not give up a three-pointer. Let's go win it on the foul line when they have to foul, and they have to foul 2 more times.
We'll see how it plays out here. 28.6 seconds left. In regulation, a 3 here would tie it. 56-53. Crimson has the lead.
And Crimson will be in there. They've been in zone the majority of this ball game, with the exception of a couple of times when Sean Phelps sat out. But they're going to be in man here, which is a good move, obviously.
Now the officials are conferring. Are you ready? Are you ready? Now they're ready.
Watch the quick pass, the inbound, and then right back to Schroeder.
Yep.
It's a fake to Schroeder. Shepard takes the lay-in and scores it from the left side.
Great decoy.
And again, this is what I anticipated, which is you can go, it's a 1-point ball game now. You know nobody's going to foul. Great move by Shepard there. Now what happens is you get the ball inbounds. You've got 2 fouls to give, or 1 foul to give, and then the next one will be in the double bonus. Go get a trap. Go tell the referee. We would do this all the time. You'd go tell the referee, hey, look, we're not trying to foul. We're going to trap. We're going to make a play at the ball, a jump ball, or a steal. Don't call the foul just in anticipation, because they've got 1 to play with.
Right.
So, yeah, if they get the foul, no big deal. But they're going to be aggressive on some kind of a trap. Crimson is going to have to win this ball game from the foul line.
Yeah, it looks that way. 23.6 seconds to go. Grant Buchanan, I'm sorry, that is Devin Williams has checked into the game. Jelani Ojegba has checked into the game. So Coach Amico doing a little offense for defense here with his foul situation. Do we have a final from this?
Yep. Jackman misses a 3. Owen at the line. He makes both. That's a 61-56 with 19 seconds to look.
So it looks like Snow Canyon's going to
They're going to pull that out. And a couple of barn burners there as we see Lindquist pass it in to Drake Carroll. And they get that. See, I would have tried to trap real quick and just tell, again, you tell the referees, hey, look, we're just going to trap this real quick. We're not trying to foul. Try to get that with the 1. Now what you have is you got Lindquist passing it in. Do they need a safety valve? You probably have a timeout. If you don't see what you want here, maybe call the quick timeout. There we go. See?
Yep. Yeah, and McKay, sensing he was getting about 3.5, 4 seconds, and quickly calls the timeout. Smart heads-up play. Don't want to try to force something inbounds, give up a turnover in that situation.
I like a little bit of a stack, like a little I formation in football for that reference. Right at the foul line and 3-point line. set an up screen. If they switch, then you break to the basketball. You don't want to get into the corners too deep because that's where traps happen. And what happens when traps happen? Turnovers follow.
Early on, Scoop went down the court, but it was a risky pass.
That's a hard pass.
And it was early, and he thought he had more time. The only other option he had was Drake, and he was well defended. So they'll talk things over. It is a full timeout again, thanks to Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. Thanks to a lot of our great sponsors tonight, including our friends at Finley Subaru. We're going to name our star of the game coming up, and you can go see the all-star lineup on the saving side of the freeway, 1453 Sunland Drive. Big thanks to Red Rock Real Estate. What's the rebounding count right now? Brought to you by Red Rock Real Estate. Real estate focused on you. They have land all the way to luxury homes. Learn more at redrockrealestate.com. It is 29 rebounds for Pineview to
19. They've been out-rebounded by 10. Hard to believe.
Good stuff there for Coach Amico, but is it enough? They are down by
Different
one.
formation now, a 1-4 high. They're going to get Lindquist here. Looks like he's going to, oh, no, it's going to be Carroll.
And Carroll is fouled quickly.
And Carroll has struggled a little bit from the foul line coming down the stretch here. Normally a really good foul shooter, the guy that usually sets the technicals for Crimson.
You had Lindquist, Scoop, and Drake. They wanted to get into one of those three, and they did. And it will be the senior Drake Carroll to the line for some very important Fabulous Freddy's free throws. 2 would be ideal to make the Panthers have to try to take a 3. There's 22 seconds left on the game clock, and Carroll calmly knocks down the first.
And you got to tip your hat to Carroll. That's a tough free throw, up 1, and having a little bit of a struggle the last week and a half. Great shot there. Certainly something they're working on in practice after the last couple of weeks.
And just on cue, Nash Schroeder checks back into the game, as does Trevor Condi. And he makes the second. So 3-point lead for the Mustangs. 21 seconds to go.
Same thing. Do not foul a 3-point shooter and don't give.
And here is the 3-point shooter. Schroeder, but he left it short. Rebound Carroll. They got a foul, and they do with 13 seconds to go. Great look, a deep look from Nash, but he just left it a little bit short.
That was the guy that needed to shoot the ball. I thought Nash Schroeder had his shot. It was a deep shot, but he's been the guy with 30 points tonight. You got to go down swinging with your best player taking the shot in my mind.
And it looked dead on. It looked just a little bit short, maybe fatigue, you know, into the game.
So Drake Carroll now another big free throw to make it a 2-possession game, and he does. That's 3 straight for DC from the Fab Freddy's free throw line, and he'll have 1 more. Now there's still time if Pineview can score quickly and then foul again.
Maybe the biggest foul shots of his career, and he calmly gets up and knocks out the 4 of 4. Wow.
And that's big.
And we thought it might come down to foul shots in a game this close.
60-55, lead is 5, 10 seconds. Shepard, Panthers need a shot quick here. Shepard's going to take the lay-in with the 2, and timeout taken with 5.6 seconds to go, but the lead is still 3. You need a steal now. Need a steal now. You probably could. If you don't get the steal, you can foul, but you needed the 3 to really, gain an advantage.
I like this. Too many teams take a difficult 3 with that much time on the clock. I mean, 5 seconds left. All you got to do is get a steal here. Yep. This thing is in danger.
Yep.
Maybe a missed foul shot, right? 2 missed foul shots.
And the pressure on the inbounds pass will be there for Crimson. Now, do they have 1 timeout remaining? They have 1 remaining. Pineview is out of timeouts.
1 timeout for Crimson and no timeouts for Pineview.
So somebody's going to move up a little bit in the RPI. We know both these teams should get a home game next week on the 21st, but we won't know till Saturday who they play. We'll be watching the big reveal when the UHSAA rolls out not only the 4A bracket, but we'll get the 5A and the 6A brackets released right at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Hoping it's on time, right?
Yeah, I need it on time.
I've already got my timer set to check in on that. I know a lot of the teams probably going to get together, maybe have a little late breakfast, and see where they get slotted into the state tournament. And this is big for both teams to try to get a good draw. And we got a quick foul, and it'll be Sean Feltz that will head to the line.
They were setting up for the football-style pass deep down the court, just not enough time before the foul was committed.
Well, if they're going to do that, the football-type pass, wouldn't it make sense to put Steele Barbin in as the trigger guy? It was kind of cool. Signing day last week. He signs at Utah Tech as well, so Jay Sweeten, who didn't play basketball this year, Still Barbin and Jacob Zarate all going to Utah Tech. They also had Parker Andrews signed at SUU for the Mustangs. And Ty West took a preferred walk-on to go try and be a Cougar, baby. You want to play in that Big 12 in those big stadiums around the country. Here we go. Pressure kind of off a little bit, but it's a three-point game, so Sean needs to get one of these, and he gets the first one, which is always the one you want.
And that's 5 straight free throws down the stretch. You know, you called it. You make 3 of those, and this is, a close. They got a chance to win it or tie it.
And the second one good as well. Sean Feltz buries a pair. 5 seconds to go. Ojegba's going to race ahead. They're going to let him have the 3. Too strong. And Mustangs win it. It's a final 62-57. The Mustangs in the season on a high note. They go to 12-10 on the season. And boy, oh boy, it wasn't easy in an epic instant classic. This was a fun one tonight.
Yeah, this was an absolute barn burner from the start. We should have known when there was 2 corresponding 11-0 runs from both teams that this was going to be a game for the ages, and it was.
We're going to clean it all up. Our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. We'll get you all the final statistics. We'll hand out all our awards. We'll recap all the final scores from the other 2 games in Region 9, and we'll look ahead to the week finale, the regular season finale on a Friday.
Bank, mountains away. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and